message pop up there. All right. Okay, so we are going to get going. Got a little bit of housekeeping to start off with this morning. We're going to go over where to post those daily questions. A couple people were posting them in the wrong place yesterday. I was kind enough to move those where I could. It's very important that you get those in because those are your attendance. Okay, attendance cannot be made up if you miss it. Okay, so I have campuses screaming why people aren't getting those in, why they're not doing that. Besides gaining attendance, that actual assignment impacts your overall grade. And since you can't make those up, every week that you miss things out of there, it is going to impact your grade all the way through. You're never going to be able to catch that part up. Okay. Now, I have some students that have taken this class before with another instructor, and they can tell you if you ask them that some of the other instructors are not as kind as I am. Anybody's out there, they can attest to that. You may not want one of those other instructors. They are a lot stricter on those, okay? Now, I am a very realistic instructor. I am very, very pro student. But one thing I ask is respect, okay? Respect is a very big thing. How many people out there like to be respected? I listen to Aretha, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You want to be respected. I want to be respected. Okay. So we're going to throw down some rules here. Okay. I read everything you write in those assignments. And unfortunately, I had some people think it was a little bit humorous to write some things that weren't so kind in those daily assignments, thinking that they automatically get a score, and I don't read those. Not cool, folks. I read everything. Those scores are not automatic generated. All right.
Classes.
What
No,
was that?
I told you I failed because I
Okay.
wasn't doing well.
Yeah. Devontae, your mic's on there. I don't know if you realize you're on a hot mic. So, um, yeah. Yeah, so don't do that because I do read everything because your work isn't just busy work. I don't believe in just giving busy work. What you put in there is important. Obviously, if you do it, it's important to me. I read those. Okay, so yesterday you put down your skills, okay? Your hard skills, your soft skills. Now, part of the reason why is I kind of really quickly went over your hard and soft skills. And let me tell you, you guys did an honest effort, but did you get it right? Some did, some didn't. But if you put forth an honest effort, you got 100%. Okay? Now, why did I give you 100% if you didn't get it all the way correct? Because you put forth the effort. And I want to know what you thought your hard and soft skills are, because we're going to explore that a little bit more. Because in the interviews, they're going to ask you what those skills are. And if you're not answering correctly, what do you think your chances of getting that job are? You're going in and they're asking you these questions, and you think you're answering them correctly, and you're not. Did you think about that? You're answering what you think is the correct answer, and you're going in every single time and you're answering them incorrectly. And you wonder why you're not getting jobs. You're not getting the positions. So right here, right now, I want you to think about this. How many of you think that this, and I want an honest answer, that this is a class you can just blow off, that this is nothing. You're not going to learn anything. Because if you do, you are so wrong. Because you're going to walk out there, you're going to blow these job interviews, and you're going to be getting the same positions you have now. And if you don't like to hear that, I'm sorry, because I'm honest. I'm telling you. How many people have heard of ADP, the payroll company? See that on your little paychecks? Because they pay so many people. Okay? 24 years working for ADP. How many people do you think I have interviewed over my life? And I get called to go into companies and interview people just like you for all these positions. And you come in and you sit in front of me and I'm going to interview you. So there's a reason why I have this position right here telling you how to pass interviews, how to make it in your career, how to grow your career. So if you know all the answers, I've got nothing to give you. But I do have a lot of information for you, and I want you to learn and utilize this. Okay? I want you to grow your career. I want you to move ahead. And I want you to realize we all have good friends, but those good friends may not want what's best for us. How many people have already had to push people aside because they didn't want you to succeed in school? Yeah, it's not fun. It's not easy. I also want you to look around at your classmates because they're competing for the same jobs as you. Don't let anybody hold you back. Friends can help push you along, but if they're keeping you from making your goals, remember, they're not paying your bills. Otherwise, walk over, hand them that bill and say, go online and pay that for me right now. So although it may be fun to joke around and miss assignments and this and that, keep your eye on those goals you've already written, where you want to be and what it's going to take to get there. All right, everybody feeling that? We want to get to where we need to be. I should see emojis from everyone. Oscar, are you there? I'm not seeing anything come from you, Oscar. There we go. Ismael, where are you? Jordan, where are you? I need to see some action out of you. I'm watching you, staring right at you. There we go. Wake up, wake up. I'm watching, still got a couple of people I'm seeing nothing out of. Logging in and doing nothing, that's where your career's going. Nowhere. All right? Still watching a couple of you. You ain't there. You logged in and you logged out. Yeah. These things matter. Okay? When those assignments come in and I see and you're
Wait, what did I
teetering
do?
between when I see
Wait,
those grades teetering between a B and an A, yeah, that's where these things matter because effort is everything. All right? Yeah. So we're going to do these. We're going to learn things because it is important because it is about you. Okay? And
right?
I want y'all to remember this. When you go into those interviews, you are the one in control. We've been trained to think that they're the ones in control. We're going to pull their puppet strings. We are the ones that are going to be in control because you're going to learn how to do this. All right. So we got this, and I'm going to be there to help you as long joking on coffee. Don't want to waste my coffee there, folks. We are going to do this together. All right. So here we go. I'm going to share the screen here. This is your main screen. I already had a couple people get caught up with this to-do list and trying to launch assignments from the gradebook. Don't try to launch them from the gradebook. Go straight into here through the main screen. Do everything through the main screen, folks. All right. Now, if you check your grades, that's fine. You can go through that menu there, or you can go through here. Go into the grades, and if I've put comments in on your grades here, it's kind of hesitating. There we go. You will see little marks in here, and when you click on those, you'll see the comments that I put on there. I try to put comments on most assignments so you know what's going on. I really do read what you put in here. So we are finished with Monday. You should have everything in here. If you do not have a grade on your discussion, check to see, have you done both parts? You did your original post. That means you went in here, you read the question, you clicked reply, typed your answer, clicked reply here, And then once you have done that, so I'll put in demo here. I clicked reply. Then you went down, you found another student, read what they said, and you clicked reply and typed on them. You need to reply on one student to get the full points. Otherwise, it's a 60. Don't throw away 40 points, okay? Don't do it, because once we get to week 2, even if you would get an extension, you cannot get an extension on discussions, all right? Now, today, after this class, you will have a participation assignment. Pay attention, because some people put their answers in the comments. So when I go through and grade, that comment doesn't tell me that you've done the assignment. Luckily, I went through and I dug down and I found those comments and put them where they belong. Click on the live conference participation. Up here in the right-hand corner, there's a green box that says Start Assignment. Click on that and then text entry, this little tab here. Then type your answer and then submit assignment. That's how you put those in daily. Each day has its own assignment. Otherwise, I may not see it. You'll be counted absent and you lose 100 points for the day. All right? Make sure you are putting those in the right places. When you're doing assignments, look for those start assignment items. Okay, that's how you put in your assignments. So today we have an interesting assignment. So how many people know about networking and how to network? Does anybody do any networking already? Okay, Dakeem's networking. Jenna's networking. All right, so we've got a few people networking. So networking does not wait until you graduate. You should be networking now, and you're probably doing it and don't even realize it. So networking happens whenever people get together. This is with your students, with your teachers, when you go to trade shows, and you're talking about your career, getting information about jobs, how to get involved, etc. So that's networking. How many people didn't know that it's okay to let people know you are looking for a job? How many people didn't know it's okay to let people know you're looking for a job? Because we were always told that's a bad thing. Don't tell people you're looking for jobs. Okay. Yeah, it's okay to let all these places know you are looking for a position. So this is what we're going to do. This is very important work. This is called an informational interview. You are going to interview somebody, okay? You're doing the interviewing, not they're going to interview you. You are going to interview them. And this person needs to be in your field, okay? Now you may go, I don't know anybody in your field, but actually you do know somebody in your field. You can always go to one of your instructors, and they're very open to this. So you need to talk to them and say, I'd like to interview you for my career prep class, and they will be open to it. Okay? Everybody got that? You are going to be doing the interview. Everybody understand this? Okay, this is what the assignment is. And so you're going to talk to them. And there's a list here of questions you can ask. These are suggestions here. Okay, you do not have to go down this list, and please don't ask them all these questions, but this is to give you an idea. Okay, you know, what do you do? What's a week like? What do you like about your work? What don't you like? The idea is to find out, what is it really like out there? These people are in your field. This is your chance to find out, what is it really like from somebody who does that job. Okay? This is a real life technique. When you meet up with people, so tell me, what's it like working at that company? This may be someplace you want to work. You need to know, what is it really like?
Mr. Haley,
Yes.
do we submit their answers as the assignment?
Okay, so this is a two-part. You'll see it's one of two-part. So today, I just want to know who you are going to interview. Next week, you're going to give the answers. Okay? So you
So all we
have a
have to do is
week to
submit a
talk to
name.
them. What's that?
So all we have to do for this particular part of the assignment is submit the name.
Correct. So what you'll do is you'll click Start Assignment down here. Tell me the name and what position or how they relate to your job. Okay. Now, I'm not going to contact these people or anything whatsoever. I just want to know how they relate to your job. That way, when you do this next week, when you give those answers, make sure you put on your response next week who you interviewed as part of that reply. That
I
way it
have one more
makes
question,
sense.
sir.
Okay?
When we raise our hand by hitting the raise hand button, like there's so many current raised hands, are you answering that? Are you waiting till after the session to
Go
do those, or
go ahead and unmute your mic and talk because the hands are not going down afterwards. So I see the hands up, but I don't see them being lowered afterwards. So if you're raising your hands, please lower them afterwards. Otherwise, I don't know who's raising and lower them. So if you have a question, please just like in class, you can unmute your mic and just ask. And so I saw yours flashing, so I wasn't sure if you were still waiting to reply or not. Okay. All right. So,
Mr. Haley, I do have a
yes,
question.
absolutely.
Um, so I do have a person in mind when it comes to the project, but under the circumstance, he doesn't work congruently in HVAC, but he has before. Can I still interview him?
Absolutely. Because they will still have that insight. So that is perfect. And you
Okay.
don't have to talk to the person in person. You can actually do it by phone. I've had somebody do it by email, etc. Okay. Another question?
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Is there another question there, Travis? You're
no,
flashing.
sir.
Oh, okay. It was flashing, so I
How
wasn't sure.
do I turn it off?
Okay.
Is it off now? Nope, it's
Yes.
not off. It is off.
Nope. There we go. All right. Okay, so you can do this over the phone. You can do it through FaceTime, however is convenient for you and the other person. But you have until next Wednesday to do the actual interview. So, and if you put a person's name down and then they can't do it, then when you do the actual interview, please make a note in your reply as your interview that you had to change people. Okay? This should be something that's pretty interesting to you because it is your career and you get to ask, what is it really like? Find out the real answers. I'm going to have somebody who's going to go through there and say, like 3 or 4 lines of next to nothing. Put forth the effort. This is you finding out your real job. Some people are quite surprised at the information they can get out of somebody when they find out what is it really like. Do you really enjoy it? What do you like? What don't you like? What is the pay really like? These are people in the actual career. Take time to do this. You are going to learn. And what this sets you up for is when you go out there and you're meeting people and you network for real life, it will help you out. I'll give you a good example that you network everywhere. I was at Universal Studios in line to ride one of the rides there. I would think it was Hagrid's. Person in front of me, you're talking in line, found out that they owned a welding company over in Sanford. Person behind me just happened to be one of my students in career prep, and we all got to talking. And of course, I didn't know that was my student at first because I taught them online, never physically saw them. We got to talking, connected them together, networking. By the time we all got on the ride, an interview was set up for them to go to the company and do an actual interview and possibly get their foot in the door for a job. Networking happens wherever people meet. Learning these networking skills are important to be ready. If you're not networking, you're not working. Okay? So it's important to learn these skills. How many people are shy? You don't like to talk to people, it makes you really nervous. We got shy people out here, I know. Okay, people who are shy, a way to start getting around this, and you're going to hate me for this because you're going to think you're feeling like an idiot. Start with the grocery store. As you're going through the grocery store, find every worker you can see and start saying hello to them, hi to them. They can't get away from you, okay? They are workers. They are trapped. Every store worker that you see in a store, start getting used to saying hi to them, hello, asking them how their day is. This is a safe way for you to start talking to people you don't know, okay? Start working on that. It's an easy way. And this way, if you start to approach them and you don't feel comfortable, you can turn away or pick something up off the shelf. It sounds like a stupid thing. I know it does, but it works. It'll start getting you to come out of your shell so you can start getting that anxiety to lessen on approaching strange people. Okay? Everybody got that? You can work on that on your own. Okay? So that's how you do that assignment here. Very useful. I told you about the resume session. Some of you have started setting up these appointments. Please find your campus here. Find out how you need to set that up. Set up that interview with them so that you can get those resumes going and get them set up. I corrected this date. You need to have that signed resume by 11/7. That's next Thursday. So get those appointments set up with them. All right.
So even though the grading in our grading area in our class section, it says it's due tomorrow or today, it's not due till the 7th.
Okay, so today what you do here is this is just you setting up the appointment. Next week is when you turn in the signed version. So for today, I just need to know when you set up the appointment. Okay? So today you're actually creating the appointment. Next week under a separate assignment, that's when you're going to actually turn in the signed resume. So you're actually getting 200 points overall. You're getting 100 points for creating the appointment today. You're getting another 100 points next week when you turn in your signed resume. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and again, you do start assignment, text entry. Just tell me when you've got this set up. And what we do is we verify this with career services that you do actually show up for these. And of course, you'll have your signed resume as proof as well. All right. So that's going to take you all the way through Wednesday. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about keywords. And keywords are going to be very important throughout this class. And then there's an option here for bonus points this week. How many people like bonus points? Because this is a good one. You will get 5 points directly onto your final score of the midterm. And what I want to know there is you come in here and I want to know why you chose your career. Nice simple question. Why you chose this one out of every one? And this is strictly your answer. Click Start Assignment, text entry, type it here. You do not have to do this one. This is strictly up to you. You want that 5 points, but I want you to think about that. If you have an 85 on that test and you tick that and you get those 5 points, that pushes you into an A. If you're down and you're at a 65, that pushes you up into a C. So that 5 points is critical because I like to know how you're thinking, where your head is at, and where you are going more than a book test. Okay, I'm required to give you that midterm, but I want to know more about you than what you have for that test. Does that make sense? Everybody do that? Nail that, get that 5 points. It's worth it. That's half a letter grade on that test. Okay? I told you, I'm very pro student and I want to help you all out. Okay? Everybody good? Everybody got your coffee, got your monster drinks, got your snacks? We are ready to go into our presentation and we're going to get here because the sooner we get to getting, the sooner y'all are done for the day. All right, so let me switch my screens. There we go. I got my pencil working here. Apparently I had dropped it and broke the tip off of it. And so that's why it wasn't working. I had to replace the tip, just the tip. Here we go. So we're going to talk about those basic skills that I had y'all do and soft skills. Ethics, we hear that word a lot. We're going to talk about digital citizenship and why you want to be certified. Okay, so there are some fundamental skills that you have to get around in society. Those include reading, writing, speaking, listening. Listening is more than just hearing. Listening means you can understand what's being said and paying attention to it. Math and technology. Technology is required. There are people who go, I don't need to know anything about computers. Wrong. Okay. If you are in welding, you're going to use it. You're going to use it for inventory. You're going to use it for blueprints. You're going to use it for any number of things. If you're going into HVAC or electrical, you're going to be out in vans going to people's houses. You're going to be using all types of computers, including tablets, etc., as you're doing stuff. Medical, veterinary, I can't tell you how many different types of computer systems you're going to be using. Okay. It's a requirement. These are basic skills to work inside of society. Hint, these are probably going to be on your midterm. Okay. These are fundamental, meaning you are needing these just to get around in society today. Okay. You can't go to Taco Bell and place your order if you don't know how to use their touchscreens now. All right. You know I need my Taco Bell. It ain't Mexican food, I know. We don't know what it is. All we know is there's 4 ingredients and they have 87 menu items out of that. That's the kind of math that we need. Now, we also have what are called hard skills and soft skills. The hard skills, pay attention to this. This is what hard skills are. When you are in welding, that is using that MIG welder or that TIG welder. Okay, your hard skills are unique to that particular career. These are the physical skills you are doing. Okay, when you are in HVAC, it is actually installing that thermostat, that chiller, running those types of meters that are used for calibrating those thermostats, etc. It is that physical work that is unique to that career. When you are an electrician, it is using that voltmeter that's wiring those outlets, those circuits, etc., that is unique to that career. When you're in veterinary medicine, it is the skills that it takes to handle a particular animal in restraints and being able to do various fecal floats, etc. That is unique to them, etc. Those are hard skills. These are the things you learn in the labs and in the shops at Southern Tech. Those are hard skills. Okay? Does everybody see the difference of what a actual hard skill is? And think about your skills. Okay? Is everybody starting to see now? So when you go in for an interview and they ask you, if they say, what are your hard skills? I don't want you to freeze. I want you to think about those physical skills you have. And if you run machines, I don't want you to say, I run machines. I want you to say what machines you run, because each machine is a skill. I don't want you to say, I do electrical work. Tell them, I wire outlets. I do this. I do this. I do that. Be specific. Okay? We talk in general terms, but we need to be specific. So now, those soft skills. Everybody did really well with the soft skills. Okay? These are also called employability skills or foundation skills, workplace skills, or transferable skills, because these go through all the careers. Every career uses the same ones. Okay? And they're broken up into 3 categories: thinking skills, people skills, and personal qualities. Okay? Now, these skills, they're called transferable skills because you take them everywhere. It doesn't matter where you learn them from. And some people are afraid to put things like, I worked at McDonald's on my resume. Why? You learn thinking skills, you learn people skills, you learn skills there that are good to have. Okay? So, um, decision making, creative thinking, problem solving, visualization, reasoning, all these all go under thinking. Okay? Your people skills. This is how you get along with people. Okay? Being able to interact, how you treat people. Okay? Now, that also includes social perception. This is being able to figure out how people work and how you affect them, how you treat them. Okay? And respect. We talked about that. Respect also falls under there. Collaboration. How many people work well with others? Work well with in teams? Any team players out there? That is excellent. How many people prefer to work by themselves? Many people prefer to work by themselves. Okay, so those of you who work by themselves, don't think you can't be a team player, because a team player can also be someone who works incredible by themselves. So the way you do this, because I worked with a lot of programmers over the years, you go into the team with, I can take this and work on this over here. That's how you negotiate in a team. I will take this part and I will go work on this. Take your part from the team and go work on it. This is how you work well in a team. Let them decide what part you can take and run with. That's your contribution to the team. You don't have to have a partner working with you. You can take your part of the team's effort and go work on it by yourself and bring it back to the team. You're still part of a team, but you work your section of the project by yourself. Teams can be a group of individuals that all work independently, with one person coordinating who gets each individual section. Teams don't always have to be working side by side, together. So you can be an individual worker and still be part of the team. There's always a way for everybody to work together. And diversity. You may not like particular people for any reason on a personal level, on a work level. We love everybody. We smile and we hate them in our minds. All right? When it comes to the job, there are people we much rather work with, and that's okay too. Bottom line is, you do what the company needs, and that's how you do it. Now, companies will recognize certain people work better together, and they will do what it takes to keep it that way, but you will possibly have to work with people you don't want to, and you do it. Now, your personal qualities, this is where we all need work. Self-esteem, self-management, and responsibility. Okay? Self-esteem. You know your stuff. You know it. Put it out there. Put it out there. You wouldn't be there if the company didn't believe in you. And if they believe in you, you can too. Self-management. How many people have tempers? We get angry, get frustrated, or we cry. We need to keep those in check. Okay? Sometimes a bathroom is the best friend. Go into the bathroom, put yourself back together, and come back. You're having a bad day outside of work. No one cares inside work. You leave that at the door. You're having a breakup. No one cares. That is not for work. Someone cheating on you? Too bad. Not at work. Leave all your baggage at the door. Okay? Don't bring it in. No drama llama mamas at work. Okay? Nuh-uh. That is one of the biggest reasons why people get fired. Number one. Now, this part's going to get a little confusing. I'm telling you right now. So make sure when you do the midterm, you have that handy dandy guide that I showed you where it's at. Okay? So ethics, this is going to guide your behavior. Okay? Because this is your beliefs. And workplace ethics defines the behavior you need to have in a business setting. And they may not be the same. So there's two different things. One is a code of conduct. And that tells you how you have to behave while at work or representing the company. And that representing the company, that's a big thing. As long as you are wearing their logo, you are representing the company. So sometimes people leave work and they go do something they shouldn't outside of work and they get fired because they have the company logo on a jacket, on a shirt, on a uniform. You are still representing the company and they will fire you. Okay? Make sure you are not representing the company in any way, shape, or form once you leave work because you have to behave the same way as you do when you're at work. Everybody got that? As long as you are representing the company, you still have to behave as though you are at work. Okay? That gets a lot of people in trouble. Now, Code of Ethics, that's another document. And that tells how the business should be conducted. That tells them that they can't take, gifts from other businesses to, buy certain things like that. That tells them how they can hire or not hire people. That's the code of ethics. That tells how the business is run. And these get confused all the time. Code of conduct is for the employees. Code of ethics is for the business. Now, how many people have heard of discrimination and harassment? We've heard of these. They are two different things though, okay? And they are very similar, but they very much are very different. So discrimination is unfair treatment of an individual. They are treated unfairly, and that's based on your race, gender, religion, national origin, disability, or age. Sexual orientation is not in that list, not as of yet, okay? So right now, it is race, gender, religion, national origin, disability, or age, and that's unfair treatment. So they treat you differently than anybody else, okay? That's discrimination. Now, The discrimination does not have to happen to you. You can see the discrimination happen to somebody else and report it. So discrimination does not always happen to the individual themselves. Harassment is unsolicited conduct towards another person, also based on race, gender, national origin, age, or disability, not sexual orientation. So harassment can be sexual in nature, it could be derogatory, but it is conduct. You are acting out on them. And again, it does not have to be on you. You can see it happen. It can be crude remarks. It can be bullying. It could be making a hostile work environment. That is harassment. That's where you make it uncomfortable for that person to be coming to work. Okay, excluding somebody. That is the difference between harassment and discrimination. Everybody got that? And those can not only let you get fired, but as an individual, you can be sued besides the company. Individuals can actually be sued outside the company. Now, we talked a little bit about LinkedIn and that and how these things can help you in the job search. Now, on the job, you have what we call digital citizenship. You need to be responsible out there with technology and the internet. So you need to protect personal information privacy. Okay. Any medical students on here? Any MAs? Do I have any MAs on here? Any vet students, things like that? Nope. Okay. Up there we go. So you know about HIPAA. Should know about HIPAA. You have to make sure you're protecting patient information. But even if you're not, you need to protect client information. You can't share client information, client databases. You have to make sure you're protecting that. Not only that, you may be doing things on a particular job site and you have to protect that intellectual property. A lot of welders right now are working over at Epic Universe. Anybody hear of Epic Universe? They have a lot of electrical work going on there, a lot of HVAC work. The people who are working there, they have to sign all types of legal work papers there stating that they will not share that information. Same thing if you work for Disney and SeaWorld, things like that. You have to sign all kinds of waivers saying that you will not share any of that intellectual property that they have over there. You can be sued for it. They do not take that lightly. That is their private information. So you have to make sure that you respect that. You have to make sure that you're aware of online safety and security. You're not giving out passwords, things like that. When you are communicating with people online, representing the company, make sure it is positive. You don't slam people, okay? It's always going to leave a footprint and it will come back. This digital footprint means that wherever you go, you are leaving marks and they do not go away, okay? Cloud computing. We all know about this now. Everything's stored in the cloud. That means that the servers, the storage, and all the application are stored off-site. It's not actually up in a cloud anywhere. It's just in another location. You cannot download software that's not been purchased or registered by the employer. You have to respect the license. Otherwise, you are known as a pirate. Digital security, make sure that if you have to use two-factor security, that's kind of like what we do here at work and at school, where you have to use that authenticator, where you get a password back, etc. Everybody's going to that. That's what it uses. Now, this is something you have to be very careful with. Intellectual property. This is something that comes from a person's mind, an idea, an invention, or process. You can't take ideas of that from another company and take it to another one. They have copyrights. plagiarism. You can't take words and things from somebody else, like AI or copying things off the internet. That's not yours. Proprietary information, like recipes or special techniques a company uses. If they develop something at one company and you go to another and show them how to do it, you can't do that. Now, here's something else. If you're creative, how many people are creative out there? Any creative folks? Okay, I want you to take this and remember this. How many of you have ever had a Gatorade? Anybody ever had Gatorade, seen Gatorade and all that? That was created at the University of Florida by a bunch of students. They got no money for that. You didn't know that those students got no money for Gatorade. They get absolutely zero for that. Because when you create something for a company or while you're working at a company, it becomes theirs. You created it, but it's theirs. You get no money. It is all theirs. If you do it at home and you still work on it, you have to be careful because they can try to claim it as their own. Be very careful with what and how you create, because if it's too close to their business, they can sue you for the rights to it. Okay, does everybody got that? Be very careful how you create things. If you have other family members, etc., and you come up with something, you may want to file the copyrights in somebody else's names to keep that from happening. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
Wouldn't you call that a patent?
Yes.
Claiming the rights.
It depends on if what the type it is. It could either be a patent or a copyright, but you may not want to have it in your name because, again, if it's in the same business set as where the company you work for is, they can claim it as theirs. They can sue you for it. My nephew was working for Toyota and then he went to work for GE. He's an engineer, and I came to him with an idea that I'd like for him to make. And he said he couldn't do that because since he was an engineer at GE, they could claim it as he was working on it and they would actually claim it for themselves. So he had a friend of his make it so that GE could not claim it as theirs. So he had to be very careful because certain products he could not work on even outside the job because GE would actually claim that the patent should belong to them. So be very careful what patents and copyrights in that and the company you work. If it's in the same product line of something that they might make. All right. These companies will be ruthless if it's something they think they can make money off of. So watch yourself. Your best bet is a patent lawyer or a copyright lawyer when you come up with something like that. Okay? Protect your items. The other thing is if you do an estimate, anybody will possibly be doing estimates for jobs, things like that in your own business. Once you do an estimate and you do it in Word, etc., or whatever, make sure that you do a print across there that says that it's an estimate that belongs to blah, 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 so that they can't take that estimate and just go to another company and say, this is what I want. Okay? make sure that watermark is across there so that they don't just take that to another company. So another company sees that that is your information. Protect yourself at all costs, okay? A watermark would show it going across there saying that this estimate belongs to such and such company. Make sure your company name goes across it. Protect yourself at all times. All right? Netiquette. So when you are talking electronically, emails, texting, etc., on a business thing, use the same courtesy you do face to face. Always positive, never negative, never talk bad about another company or individual. Always keep it positive because it is there forever somewhere on the internet. It never goes away completely. Always keep it positive. Okay? Remember, there's a person on the other side. Same standards as you would in real life. Know that where you are in cyberspace, it's always going to be able to be pulled back. Okay? Try to keep things short and on point and make yourself look good. It's always about making you the one. If you have knowledge, share it. If they're coming at you hot and heavy, don't reciprocate. Just keep yourself calm, scream at somebody offline, okay? And respect people's privacy. If they're not responding back, drop it, okay? And don't throw around power like you're the king of everything. Don't do that. And understand, people are people. We all make mistakes. Now, there's going to be people who downplay your certification because they don't have it. They don't want you to have it because the more people who are certified, the further down the totem pole they go. Too bad. I don't care about them. Don't care about the fact that they're too lazy to get certified. Don't care about the fact that they don't want to get training. Don't care about the fact that they're out there trying to downplay your efforts. It's not about them, it's about you. Okay? Don't let them belittle you. We all know these people. I've been here 25 years and I've never moved up. Well, I see why. I wouldn't move you up either. I'd move you out. I don't care if you came here with the furniture. Don't like the furniture either. I have no sympathy for people who don't better themselves. Okay? I don't walk around with an attitude, but I don't put up with other people's attitudes. Okay? So the reason why you want certification is because there's benefits. Okay? It shows you have a dedication to your career. It shows you've gained skills. It shows that you have the ability to learn and go that extra mile and you have reached certain plateaus. It is a benchmark that shows you have certain abilities. Okay? So there's a reason for those. Okay? And when you go for that certification, this is going to be kind of strange sounding. Make sure it's a legitimate testing place. Can't imagine how many people go and that's not a legitimate place for, say, OSHA testing, etc. Make sure that you get there on time. You know exactly what you need for identification. You have everything you need to take that test and you are prepared. Don't show up late. You won't be able to get in. You won't be able to take the test, and it is on you. Responsibility starts now. We are responsible for our success. All right, everybody got that? We can do this because we are that great. We start promoting ourselves. We start pushing ourselves. Remember, we are not students. We are the professionals. That's what we are. All right. So today I want you to think about you. And I want you to think of one quality that sets you above the competition and one you need to improve on. Now think about you. This is about you. Look around at everybody you've been in class with, everybody that's going for that same job. What sets you above them? If I was going to hire you and I sat you there and I said, look at the people to the left and to the right, I'm going to give one of you a job, but you need to tell me why you're better than the people here. Look at them. Tell me one thing that sets you better than them and one thing you need to improve on, because we are not perfect. That's what I want to know. Because the person who knows their weakness, that is a skill unto itself. Know what you need to improve as much as you know your strengths. All right, everybody said, everybody got that, and you're going to get that to me by 10 o'clock tonight. I want to see 100% participation because you're participating in your success. If you're not participating in your success, who's going to do it? Who is going to succeed for you? No one.
Mr. Haley,
Yes.
I apologize. I was in the restroom. What is today's daily assignment again? If you may repeat it.
Okay. So in the phone book, there's approximately 30,000 people. I want you to name the names and the addresses of each one. You got that?
All right, I guess.
It's not like I asked you to put them in alphabetic order. So let me back up 1 second. Hold on. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on here. There you go. Can you see that? Name one quality that sets you above the competition and one quality you would improve on.
Okay, thank you. I see it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. So everybody's got that. Everybody's going to get that in by 10 o'clock. And tomorrow, everybody's going to go trick or treating and get lots of candy. Or they're going to take the candy from their kids.
Tomorrow's
Go
my
trick or
birthday.
treat. Oh, happy birthday. All right. And so Oscar's going to bake a cake and bring it in for everybody. Right, Oscar? You got that? We expect to see a cake on screen tomorrow from Oscar. And so fantastic. Well, happy birthday early. And so we hope you have
Thank
a
you.
great time. And so, all right, tomorrow not only is Thursday, but it is the last day of week 1. So I want y'all to think about that. You will be 1/4 of the way through the class after tomorrow. That's how quick this goes. All right. So we will see you tomorrow. If you have any questions, email or text me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can on that. And we will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. All right. Y'all have a great day.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Awesome. Love that from those shows.